Warm to no disrespect, no grind die. Yeah, me now. Kia Bamba, them have dubs, we play fast, I play slow, them have flows. Like nobody knows, them kill soul, no sound clash and dance all. And mash up stage shows, but some guys.
Welcome back to Only Friends on a Power Day. Clearly, the dirty meat between three lovely ladies here. Awesome to have you girls here. Thursday of trade show. It's been a long couple of days, as it always is. We're all a bit tired, stressed, brain dead. But I'm lucky enough to have some of the legendary female leaders of our industry. And funnily enough, we've all worked together, haven't we?
Yeah.
All Rhythm Japan girls. First of all, shout out to the wonderful Sophie, who won Rep of the Year. I'm not sure when, and we do have a crowd watching as well, just to make you girls feel extra nervous. It's Thursday, no one's got back-to-backs today, so here we are. Sophie, congratulations, very well
Thank you.
deserved.
Thank you.
And I was talking to Shaz, who's sitting behind here, another absolute legend of the women of snow sports. And she was like, I don't know when the last time or if ever a woman has won Rep of the Year. So
Yeah,
good to see that. Good to see that happen.
Let's go.
Sophie,
The girls are here.
Good.
Sophie, Nitro, Blacklight Distribution.
Evie, how? Autumn.
Evie, how?
You can talk
L1.
about that. Morgs, Perisher, Vale, Retail Guru, Liv, my guest services queen, turned to Smith Queen.
That's it. Yep. Smith Queen.
So, considering we started off with Soph, let's attack her first
Oh, here we go.
because she's nervous. Sophie, tell us how you got into the snow industry and why you're still here and why you're kicking ass and you're passionate about what you do.
Okay, pressure's on. I did my first season in 2020 and it was like that weird COVID year. And I just went by myself, didn't know anyone, but I was like, I want to do a season. And I got a job in housekeeping. It was really last minute. It was the only job they had, but I was like, I don't care. I'm doing it. And I did it. And then the season shut because of COVID. And then I stayed on the hill for a bit. I met Morgan.
Morgsy.
We did some little
Mama
hiking
Morgs.
tubes. I was still kind of learning to snowboard properly. And then the following year, I was super organized because I was like, I want to work at the snow and not work in housekeeping. So I applied for retail and then I got a job with Shaz.
Mama Shaz,
I was
the
pretty.
original mum.
She'll have her own episode soon.
Yeah, we'll get her on.
Morgs was also in the picture, but I just worked in the snow. I was pretty lucky because I got put in board box and I was very passionate about snowboarding, even though I was still kind of new to it all. I went from the pom-pom beanie girl to the shit, I better dress a bit cooler, buy some butter jeans, that kind of, I was that girl.
And did you have a skateboarding background? Because you love your rail game.
I started skating in COVID. Yeah. So then that sort of got it all going.
Complemented.
Yeah. And then I kept going back to Hotham for a few seasons, loved it. And I just knew that I wanted to be in the industry. So I think the main thing for me was I was getting to know the reps and because I knew I was this is my, I want to be in this bubble. So I got to know the reps and would ride with them when they came to visit. I was talking to Shaz and Morgs all the time, how can I help with maybe some of the buying, etc. And then, I think it was demos. I helped Will with demos and then sort of all just fell into place. Here we are.
Here you are. Yeah,
Plus
obviously.
Japan,
Yes, I was going to say, obviously you came over. There was a bit of a debacle when we first
We had a
hired
little
you.
debacle.
Yeah,
A
always.
debacle with Austin.
Oh, that's right.
No, that was
Everyone-
with Talia. There was
I'm going to say no surprises there.
me, the debacle, never. But yes, no, so if you came over, you did an awesome job. You're always
I
happy,
love
frothy,
Japan.
looked
Hakuba.
after the
Huckleberry.
staff.
Yeah.
And I think that's half the battle. If you're stoked and you love what you're doing, because you like snowboarding.
Well, I just wanted to snowboard.
Yeah.
That was honestly the main thing.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I can keep snowboarding and do this.
Yeah. Well, I think that's something that I always notice. If I'd been out skiing in the morning and then I come into the shop, that I'm so much more frothier about frothing people out, about going snowboarding or skiing because I'm frothy. And that obviously is where the customer service aspect comes into it so much better, because if you like it, then you are frothy
100%.
about it and you want to make other people frothy about it. So it's pretty easy, right?
Totally. And when you've got happy girls, you've got a happy life in that shot.
That's it.
Correct. Yes.
Need to be snowboarding and fed, and everyone's happy.
Give me food.
Yeah.
I'm just
I was
Food
expecting
and
a little
snow.
charcuterie here.
Oh yeah, hot girl,
Shaz.
little hot girl dinner. We love a hot girl dinner.
We do love a hot girl dinner.
Hot girl ramen. Mama Morgs makes a good ramen.
Yeah.
Trying to recreate that Niseko cheese ramen.
We got
Tartars,
obsessed
don't
with
we?
those.
We can't stop
Yeah.
talking about
Terrible.
tartars.
The tauntaun.
Cheese in a ramen.
I will say the food
Someone-
is better
someone
up.
Get me some food. The girls are getting hungry.
And now we are not talking about snowboarding, or we're going to talk about food.
Food.
That's fine.
That's half of it
It's
though,
okay to
right?
get sidetracked.
Yeah,
So,
no.
Yeah.
So thank you. So if that's a bit of your journey, questions on Rep of the Year. Well,
Feeling blessed.
yeah, you are. And it's good to see someone happy, frothy, and well-deserving, and with a vagina, get it across the line.
You know what we say?
a power to
Power
the
of pussy.
That's where I was getting to there. So powder the pussy.
Wait,
Uh,
power or powder?
Power too.
Powder
Well,
and both works.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So, Morgs, you're up next.
Yeah.
Let's tell
more.
us a bit about you. Hotham girl, long-term retail, spreadsheet lover,
Is it?
guru, very organised, very good at what she does. Had a journey with Vale, worked for me at Rhythm, and things are a bit freestyle and organised, Morgan. That kind of hurt your brain a little bit at times, which I
Yeah.
understand. But let's talk about your journey and career and how you're just dominating the retail world, following the footsteps of Shaz.
Master Sharon Peel, that's it. Yeah, I mean, I didn't see snow till I was 23. And then I had some good friends, Aidan O'Brien and Kira Lee Britt at the time.
Shout out Adsy and kids.
Yeah, they had done heaps of seasons at Hotham amongst a bunch of other friends, kind of how we met, I guess, through all the Torquay crew. And yeah, I went and did one season. I had one bad day in my Melbourne job and I had Shaz's number. So I went down to reception and I called her and I said, it's Aidan's friend Morgan, can I have a job? And we did a very brief interview and then I was up there within 2 months.
Real recognises real. Shaz knew you're a good egg, right?
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to have some connections and fortunate to be pre all these video interviews because I don't think I'd get a job doing video interviews these days.
Someone's got to do it.
Yeah, look, this is scary enough. But yeah, then I just tried to do one and done. And I said, Shaz, I am going to go be a rep with Jimmy Cordell. And so I tried a little season of repping and yeah, then the calling for the mountains was too strong. I remember being so scared to sit down with Jimmy to be like, I'm going to go back. And then I think that just continued year on year. I said to Shaz every year, I'm done.
Yeah,
And
I
I was never done.
I will say that it's very clear that you have a massive passion for Mount Hotham, the community
God's
there,
country.
the community there, the people that you became close with, and even now that you're in Perisher, it's also great to see you say that it will always be home to you. But good on you for jumping up at an opportunity. Sometimes you got to do in this industry when it presents itself. It's very clear that your heart is in Hotham.
Can we say that on camera?
Don't cry. It's
Please
okay.
don't. Yeah, no. But yeah, so Shaz, I was fortunate enough that Shaz let me jump into like all aspects of the buying and then I guess sort of helped push me to the next step of taking the opportunity when the Perisher job came up and taking the move up there, and that also provided heaps more opportunity for a few more crew down at Hotham as well. Master of creating talent. So
One in, one out, Shaz, eh?
yeah.
Literally
She's
born
always
and
got the
bred
next in
Sharon
line.
Peel.
Yeah. Well, that's the sign of someone who's thinking ahead and planning. You've always got to make sure that you're bringing up the next crew and identifying talent. And Shaz has always been amazing that and very supportive to me when I was in Japan and stoked to bring staff back and forth. And we've obviously shared a lot of awesome humans who keep going in that industry, in our industry, and identified it and always been able to rely on Shaz to help me find absolute legends and then support each other back and forth to create awesome careers for ladies like yourselves. So, yeah, Shaz,
You get her up here.
you're up next, Livo.
Oh, no, I don't even know if my mic's
So,
on.
I'll give
It's
you
sloppy.
Stop touching the mic.
It keeps slipping.
I'll give Liv an intro. My wife interviewed Liv. She's a surfer chick from the Goldie, and I was sitting next to Alicia when she interviewed her. She no ski seasons, not much snow experience, but obviously lots of retail, whatnot. But I listened into the whole interview, and me and Alicia just got a vibe about Livy, and we were like, "There's more experienced staff. There's more other people we could have hired." Or whatnot, but we knew from the way you talked and who you were that you were going to be awesome. And you are awesome.
Thanks, Ozzy.
So no, there was just something like Alicia and I was like, we just both, because I listened into the interview, I was like, yeah, we're going to hire her for sure. And yeah, Liv ended up starting off in guest services for me in Rhythm Japan. And the next year she came and kind of ran guest services and she stepped up massively. And I think I just had a kid. It was a hard time. So I'd lost Alicia that year, who mainly looked after like more retail and guest services, and I looked after other departments.
Mhm.
So I was under a lot of pressure. And yeah, Liv absolutely smashed it out of the park that year. And you're a weapon, mate. And yeah, just really stepped up, really proactive, just thinking ahead and just putting your best foot forward always. So
Wow.
Running
Liv,
around with her clipboard, Energized Bunny.
I'll never forget all those when we were taking photos of like the early season demos for like the start of season sale. You were just frothing out and you were like in every photo. I've got some really weird photos. I'll put them up later.
Please don't. Please don't.
Don't do that.
But yeah, Liv, you obviously with your surfing background instantly got super passionate about snow. I've talked way too much. Please tell us your own story.
No, I don't know what else there is much more. There's not really much more else
Oh,
to
yeah.
say. Did. Wow, that was an amazing intro. I don't think I've ever, heard anyone speak about me like that before. So
I love you, mate.
thank you, Austin. Yeah, so pretty much I was pretty lucky growing up, and my parents would take us over to Jindy whenever there was snow. So they do still. So it was kind of like one of those lucky, grew up my first years of life in Sydney, and yeah, my parents were athletes themselves and loved taking us to the snow. So we were really lucky to like be able to grow up being like a Threadbow kid, the Milo kids or whatever they were. And pardon?
The Milo bib.
Yeah, the Milo bibs. Yeah. So it's like my best family memories was like going to the snow, spending that time in Jindabyne, and then like I always remember when I was a kid just wanting to be at the snow. Then we moved to the Gold Coast when I was like 9 and didn't see snow for 5 or probably till I was like 16 again. So just heavily focused on surfing and wanted to be a surfer.
I do believe that you told me a story once that you told a pro surfer to like get fucked when she dropped in on you on the Goldie.
Yeah.
Maybe a world champion.
Wow, you do have good memory.
I do.
I did. Maybe a world champion, maybe dropped in on me, and me
Who?
being a...
Can we?
Name and
Can we
shame.
name and shame? I don't
Yeah,
know.
she's Hawaiian.
She's Hawaiian. She's a world champion.
She's won 3
That's
world
all I'll
titles.
say. Yeah, and I think me being probably growing up in that Gold Coast surf scene at one of the most competitive surf breaks, I just learnt to fight for waves, which was not like snowboarding at all.
You definitely have to fight for waves. The most competitive surf break in the world there.
Yeah, so I sort of grew up just hassling and learning to like paddle battle, and it's not, yeah.
Tell Carissa Moore to get fucked.
And I guess pretty protective then of like, I don't know, like owning like you might be out there for like 3 hours and get like one wave. So when you get one, you're like, I want to surf it.
At least it's a long way,
Do you have
right?
any clips?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Hey,
think that's the clip you've got to get up.
I need
Yes.
to
my Instagram's gone, so there's no footage.
Speaking of Instagram, has anyone ever heard of Snowho 1080?
No. What's
Oh,
Soho
what's that?
1080?
What's that?
Master Sharon Peel back in her heyday.
Surfing or so?
Ripping 1080s on Instagram.
No way.
just
Gotta go
Shaz is
through the
shaking
archive.
there.
It still exists because she doesn't know the password to get in and deactivate.
No way. What's it called? Snowho?
Yeah, come on.
180.
come on.
Post some show notes, won't we, Austin?
So this will have to be a magic clip or
Yeah.
whatever it was, so everyone looks
I think
up.
it was before videos were on Instagram.
Right. No reels.
Your phones weren't recording back then.
So back on track, ladies. So Liv grew up Jindy, Shredden, and then was your first season when you came and worked for me in Huckleberry?
I actually, when I finished school, when I was 17 in Queensland, moved. I did a season in Queenstown. So,
Yes.
So I moved, finished school, and then that April, so I did my first season when I was 17, told everyone I was 18, had my sister's driver's license in New Zealand. And then I had like a marine indicator official license, which I got like printed with a different birthday, and everyone that I worked with thought I was 18, and I actually had my 18th birthday in September in Queenstown.
It was your 19th though, right?
Yeah, 19th. And the bars that I've been going into all season probably caught on pretty quickly that I'd been in there all year. Season, sorry.
Definitely not as responsible as Ava Lilly when she came and worked for us.
Yeah.
She's the most responsible 17-year-old we've ever had.
seen.
Yeah.
No, it was not like that. So yeah, first season was in Queenstown after doing like some school trips to Queenstown when I was in high school, and was like, I've got to get back to Queenstown. And then, yeah, first thing I did was move over there, and then loved the snow world and just wanted to stay in it, and ended up, but I was sort of pulling between that battle is what probably a lot of us face at some point when we're first doing ski seasons, and you're like, oh, like, can I make a career out of this? Or like, you know, you get told like, when are you going to get a real job or things like that, which I
Mum
think
and dad
everybody
telling you to get a real job. I had
Yeah.
that for years,
Yeah.
and I was just like, fuck, you, I'm
They
going
just
to you,
thought
right?
I was on a holiday.
Yeah.
They just,
Yeah.
my mum would always say, send me photos. And I'm like, I work. And I'll send her like
I'm
a
working
snow
like
photo. She just
12-hour
doesn't
days.
love him.
Yeah, so yeah, I did a season in Queenstown. I was like itching to get back. So but I did want to also study. So I ended up going to uni, but then at the end of each year, I'd go to Japan. And then when I got to that last year of uni, I was like 21. I applied to work at Rhythm. And then, yeah, sort of never looked back since then. Moved to Japan after going to Japan for a few years, just for like 2 or 3 weeks. And then, yeah, was lucky enough to work under Leisha and Oz for a few seasons, who were, yeah, amazing mentors for me, and Morgs, who we sort of spearheaded or like took on Leisha's role while you guys had your first couple of children. And yeah, and then I just kind of ended up back in Threadbow and sort of working down there between there and Japan for a few years, and then got the call from Maddie Myhill while I was in Jindy, and was like in that in between of like looking to sort of move into a more serious position. Didn't know whether it was in the snow industry. Didn't really know that I could make a career full time out of the snow industry or the sports industry, I guess. So yeah, that's sort of where I'm at.
I can kind of put a bit more information into that. Liv had started working for a travel company, and she saw the job with Maddie and Smith come up, and she messaged me and Alicia, and she was like, I've just started this job, but I feel like my heart lies more with this. And I was coming back from Japan one year, and me, Liv, and Maddie had a big night out in Gold Coast. So Liv had met Maddie. We had a pretty large evening. So she'd met Maddie that way as well. And then Liv was like, what should I do? I've just started this other job, to me and Alicia. And we were like, follow your heart. And she did. And now she's killing it, smashing it for Smith.
Trying to.
Yeah, I guess it's really good to see for me, like as I said, I've worked with all 3 girls. It's really good to see the ladies being well represented in our industry, which has generally been a very male dominated industry. I would not have ever been much good at my job if it wasn't for my better half supporting me. And behind every man, there's probably a better woman. So I think, and that's true. So yeah, I'm stoked to have you girls on the couch. I'm really proud of you all. You should all be super proud of yourself. You're all weapons and legends. And yeah, thanks for coming to have a yarn.
Thank you.
Even though we're all sick of talking by this day of the trade show.
May the girl gang
I'm
continue
losing-
to grow.
And powder pussy or whatever.
Whatever you
Power
want to call
pussy.
it.
Love you girls. Cheers.
Thanks, Sophie.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks, team.
Yeah, dog.
Hear me now. This is Kia Bamba, so we run the whole of Switzerland and the whole of Europe, and we run the whole of etc, etc. You don't know, devil shaman say so, me I back them to the max. And it's like some idiot so want stop them from get a piece of the pie. Well, I'm to no disrespect, gonna go and die. You know? Kia Bamba, them have dubs, we play fast, I play slow, them have flows. Like nobody knows, them kill sound, a sound clash and dance all. And mash up stage shows, but some guys don't recognize, I realize. So them have them own style. A long time them they are now, them not just come. And it's been a long while. Them want a piece of the pie. Whole heap of doublet and tune off a buy. Food to feed them family, that's no lie. Any idiot little sound try to test them.